Hey, this is Dr. Corey Glenn with Blue Sky Bio, and I want to show in this video today something I'm super excited about. I've been waiting for a long time, and that is artificial intelligence bone segmentation, but within Blue Sky Plan. So you've seen me probably make videos on bone segmentation using AI with some different services, and those work great. But for the longest, I've just wanted this to be fully within Blue Sky Plan. That means I don't have to, export files out to a different program or a service. I don't have to, re-import them and all of that kind of stuff. Like this is fully within Blue Sky Plan. And so this is actually a CT of my own mouth, and just thought it'd be a good example case. But this has really performed well. I've done this on, CTs with lots of metal and restorations and implants. And generally, it's done an excellent job. Does the roots of the teeth as well as the bone. And so let's just give an example of how this would work. So just to give you a baseline, if you've not gone through the misery of doing bone segmentation the old school manual way, I had this video up. This is one of my tutorial videos on doing standard bone segmentation the manual way. And as you can see, this video is 42 minutes. And, that's not uncommon when you're doing bone segmentation manually. It just takes forever. And so to be able to do this now and it just take a few minutes, that's really a game changer. So let's go ahead and start this. It's a very simple process to do. So what you're going to do is go ahead and open up your CT scan, set your views and everything, but then you're going to want to change from whatever module you're in, go up here in the upper right and go to Model Master module. And once you do that, let's go to segmentation. Now mine is already tabbed over here because I've used it recently, but if you don't see that tabbed already, you can simply go to Panels, Segmentation, and that will pull this up. By the way, I need to mention, if you want to utilize this, you can get this right now, but it's not the public release that's on the Blue Sky Bio website. You'll need to go to the Blue Sky Bio users Facebook group and just do a search for segmentation beta release or something like that. You'll find it in there, but it's available to those people who want to test it right now. It's just not gone through every single bug check and everything to make it the public release. So if you go looking for it and you don't see this option, chances are you're just using the most recent build, but it's not this beta version that has the automatic jaw segmentation. And I would imagine pretty quickly this will be in the public release as well. All right, so we've gone to Model Master, we've gone to the segmentation panel, and then you've still got all your original options, manual, tooth, and bone segmentation, but this is the new one. We want to choose automatic jaw segmentation, and then you've just got a couple of options that you need to pick. Do you want to do just the maxilla? If so, just uncheck mandible. Do you want to do maxilla and mandible? And then finally, do you want to merge the tooth crowns and roots together with the bone, or do you want to keep those as separate models? So I actually want to keep these as separate models. And so once you've chosen your options, all you've got to do here is go ahead and click on Start Automatic Segmentation. And I'll run a clock here just so that you can see how long this actually takes. Okay, so the software has finished its first round of segmentations. If you were paying attention there, what you probably saw was that it did all the roots and the crowns of the teeth, and then it did the nerves. That would be assuming you're doing the mandible as part of this. And then it has done the maxilla, but now it's stopped at this. So this is actually one of my favorite parts of the Blue Sky segmentation AI feature as opposed to all of the others. AI is great, but in my experience, usually there's going to be some isolated area where it misses. And if you're using like an outside service, you don't really get an opportunity to input into that. So when that's happened to me with other surfaces, what I would do is just go in and whatever isolated area it missed, I could just, manually segment that. And it wasn't a big deal. It was still a huge time saver, but I love this feature because it actually stops after doing the bone segmentation and it gives you an opportunity to evaluate the segmentation that's done thus far. And the big part is that if it happened to miss something, you can actually now go in and manually segment those areas that were missed. And so it's just a big time saver overall. So I'm scrolling through here. Now, usually, if you find scenarios where a portion of it's missed, usually that's the result of either scatter in the cone beam, or if you've just got really, really porous bone that just doesn't have much density, on occasion you might see that that's missed. But all I'm doing here is I'm just scrolling up and down through the volume. So anything that's red is what Blue Sky has segmented. And to be quite honest, I'm not seeing any areas that were missed, not even up on the crest here, which is a really common area to be missed. So I'll just look through maybe another view or two just to verify that, but this is looking really good so far. And just hypothetically, let's say that there was a little piece missed. Okay, this is so low density that I wouldn't even do this, but let's say that we wanted to maintain that septum. Well, you've got all of your normal segmentation tools that you would use in manual segmentation. And if you wanted to include something that wasn't included, you could just simply brush that in, right? And maybe do a couple of slices that way. You've got the lasso tool, which I'm going to just do this and then Control Z it. The lasso would work. You've got an intelligent lasso, which will let you lasso, but it'll only call bone what hits a certain density threshold. And then, of course, your fill holes and all that kind of stuff. But again, I don't really see anything that's being missed by this initial segmentation. So all I'm going to do here is click Next. But again, I really like the feature that you do get an opportunity to evaluate this and edit it if needed. So we'll go ahead and click Next, and now it will do the mandible. All right, so we will need to hit Create Surface and Continue, and then it will go ahead and start the mandible. Okay, and now we have the mandible done. So exact same thing. It's going to stop and give you opportunity to, do some editing if required. So all I'm doing is scrolling up and down through the volume, trying to really scrutinize the crestal bone or any areas that might have potentially been missed. And again, I'm not seeing any of those. I did just notice on myself that I have these cool accessory vessels up here in my chin. I've never noticed that before, but that's neither here nor there. This is the final segmentation. You can see it's even already subtracted out the nerve, and so I don't really need to do anything to this. Again, maybe go through and just check in another view and make sure you don't see anything that's being missed. But that's an excellent segmentation, and at this point we're ready to go ahead and click Next. And then just like before, you can create the surface and finish. Now you do also have the option to, run a smoothing algorithm or inflate it if you wanted to maybe create some positive error in your model, or deflate it. All of those options are there, but we're just going to create the surface and finish, and then we'll check out the final results of this. Okay, so now I'm going to go in my surfaces menu and just turn off the CT view, and let's just look at this. Now, to do this comparable task, manually, to do all of these individual teeth and then do an excellent bone segmentation, I mean, this is hours and hours of work. And hopefully, as you saw in that video, this was just a couple of minutes with zero effort. It's just punching a button and letting it run. So super, super excited about this. If you're like me and you make a lot of bone supported guides, this is an absolute game changer. I mean, it has added, feels like years back to my life, not having to sit here and do segmentation and stuff. So this is the final result. If you wanted to see the, individual tooth roots, there you can see all of the roots of my teeth. And again, the nerves were mapped and appear to be done very accurately. And so now these STLs are all available to you. You can export those. If you wanted to, for example, maybe just combine all of these, let's say the maxillary teeth into one STL, that's usually what I'll do. I don't want to have to, individually click on and off a dozen teeth every time I want to hide their visibility. And so what I'll oftentimes do is just create a surface out of the teeth that it has segmented. So I'll hide the nerve. And so what you can actually do here is you could go to File, Export Data, And whatever you have visible on the screen here is what's going to be defaulted as checked on. But rather than export it, all I'm going to do is say create a surface. All right, and now let's hide all of this stuff and let's see the model that it created. So now this has just been labeled combined, and I can just, have one individual model to turn on and off of all of the teeth. Okay, so again, pretty straightforward video. There's nothing complex to this, which is exactly what we want. I think everyone was probably tired of the complexity of having to do manual segmentation. So go on to the Blue Sky Bio users group in Facebook. If you're not already a member of that group, it's a great group if you've got questions or just want to geek out with other people that are into this stuff. But just do a search within the group and you'll find the newest beta version, which has the automatic jaw segmentation. And hopefully you'll like it as much as I do. All right, thanks.